everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Zero Escape 9 Hours and In-Person Inside Doors. I'm Time. I'm also playing LMAO. Uh, you know what? I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that take because I'm laughing at it, thinking about how stupid I just did. In the last episode, you should really watch it and not just listen to my recap, but a lot happened. I have no idea what's going on. Santa isn't Zero. I still kind of think Akane is Zero, but I'm also thinking Akane is somehow me. And boy oh boy am I confused. What does this button do? Nothing. Smell? I'd watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I listened to everything that was in his ears. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field set, we were resonant and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise, like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off from the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him, and we became as one, inside of Junpei. Somehow, I found myself in Junpei's mind, 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in two realities at once. One was the present, and the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as two movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. Does that mean that the past is going to change if Junpei makes it out, because Jun Akane in the past will have also made it out because they're interconnected? Is... What? However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or not the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on, over here!
Was she a transmitter and a receiver or something? Is she the full package? I don't understand. That was my brother, Aoi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age.
Come on, hurry up!
We ran down a long, straight hallway and burst into a large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It had been 2 hours since the Nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind, 9 years later, we would call him Snake.
Hello? Everyone? Could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down, and we gathered around him.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q, and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
Oh. Well. As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hands were 9 four-leaf clovers.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted.
That's so much work to pick 4-leaf clovers when you're blind.
I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is, well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me. And I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate.
We need to get her 18 this year.
Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way.
That's where Junpei got it from.
Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Now don't ever forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
He didn't find the clover in a couch cushion. He had that clover this entire time and gave it to Junpei. When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the number's doors until we finally found the door with the 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, found in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, the room had another 9, but this time it was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape.
What are we gonna do? There aren't any other doors.
We began to panic. Then, as if things hadn't gotten bad enough already. Oh, I hate Ace.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration. Automatic incineration. Please evacuate.
18 minutes to incinerate.
Emergency incineration.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
It really doesn't. My brother Howie swallowed hard and answered.
I think it means this room is gonna burn.
Yeah?
Burn!
The plaque on the door says incinerator,
Disco Inferno.
and that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
Yeah.
No! Help me!
Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes was filled with despair. Setsubo. Then, high up on the wall, A door opened, and a man appeared. It was a huge, frightening mountain of a man, as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7.
Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Ali, Snake, and 7. The other children, the ones who had gone through the door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upwards like a tornado. Eventually I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had pulled ahead? Perhaps Nona had What? I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they had caught up. That is when I realized...
Oh no, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid down? I had to go back. I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me. I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think. I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas on the ship. I hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt a rush of wind as they ran past me, up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. And Santa knew because she was a transmitter. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. Finally, I reached the bottom. She is 0. But what? No, but no, but what? Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around. I looked around frantically.
There it is!
There it is. It was just where I'd thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs and freedom. Oh, that's an issue. The door to the incinerator opened, and a man stepped out. It was Ace, Kentaro Hongo. 9 years later, we would call him Hongo, because I switched to Ace and Hongo.
Ah, how wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly, I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No! Stop! Let go of me! Let go!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo.
Stop struggling, goddammit! Do as I tell you!
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Then suddenly,
Akane!
the door to the stairs flew open, and my brother Ali burst out of it. Behind him came Seven and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt towards Hongo.
You came back!
I cried out, but then
You're too late, idiot!
Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator. The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked towards the open number 9 door. Hongo stood between me and it, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongo. With the cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all, and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few minutes later, why didn't you go out one of the doors at the very least? Come on. The other 2 doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran to the door with 9.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice.
Help me!
My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely in the empty room.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Then it started again.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration.
I'm not
Incineration will begin in
Junpei Vision.
18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Oh no. Man, I knew this was going. It was gonna. I knew what it was gonna say. But that is one creepy voice.
I knew it!
It's starting.
Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. You aren't making any sense.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise. I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
But
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
you know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn.
Deja vu. Feel like I've been in this place before.
What kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means.
Well,
God damn it. Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing.
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
There isn't anything like that.
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that answer. Can't really blame her. That's like hearing you're gonna die and not knowing why you know. The floor, it's moving. Oh gosh. What else can I say about it?
What the hell is that?
what is that? What is that?
Oh no. What else could I say? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off, even as more took their place, and forced myself to forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. Sora and Shiro stood there. Sorry. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. That's why there was so much confusion about the mirror. Why he looked so much older. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Gah. Man, I wish I knew. But I wish that thing would just shut up.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
Alright, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's gotta be important. But what am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, move!
She's the computer wizard. That's why Lotus is here. To help Akane in the past. God, we're all tense, lady. That doesn't mean you get to shove people
Okay, it's
around.
turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it?
Sure, I'll just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... Oh, good. Huh? Well, at least it's on now. What's on that screen, though?
What is this?
What's up?
It looks like some sort of puzzle.
It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. You're not gonna have me solve a magic square using letters, are you? Oh, I can't. The numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle, the incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
Alright, puzzles. How do you work? Oh man, the voice again.
Incineration will begin 13.
13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for... a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face, a frightening, evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do?
He was yelling, but his voice was still
It's
muffled.
simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back thought tubes.
You're a terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice.
It sure isn't.
I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3.
And she has the 5.
Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. I ran to the door with the 9 on it, grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I heard Hongo's muffled voice from across the room.
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate.
Wow.
In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
He's just making me hate him more and more.
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a few minutes. I imagine it'll be very painful.
His horrible laughter echoes across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it.
Incineration will begin in 10 minutes.
I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow, I forced myself, shaking legs, to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I can't! I just can't! There's no way! I can't figure this out!
What was I gonna do? I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot, so hot, I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Junpei had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight, both hands, and prayed.
Help me! Jumpy! Help me! Help me! Help me! Jumpy! 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 Please! Help me!
The cry echoed through space and time.
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
Seven and Lotus didn't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here?
Akane! Akane!
Fuck. I didn't mean to say that. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy?
I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course. but I'd heard it so clearly, like he was right there.
Jumpy!
I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
Jumpy!
That's her. She's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Are you in an incinerator right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understood what Santa meant.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Jumpy, we don't have time!
As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it!
And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all this means. I know why the Nonary Games was held today. I know why we were all kidnapped and brought here. It's all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it. But there's only one possible answer. June is... 0 is... Akane Kurashiki. Oh, that's a headache, but that's what I was thinking. She recreated the history of the future that she had glimpsed of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her, no matter what.
Incineration will begin in 6 minutes.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left.
Yeah, I know! Just hang on, alright? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, alright? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Oh, alright, time to get to work, Jumpy. Snake talking to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry, Lotus, I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over the grid. I think the panels are out of order. Are they different on both screens? So I just need to switch these out? Staring at it isn't going to accomplish anything. I'll just have to try it.
Just think of what I did all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Akane, vision in the top right. Is this another case where hint doesn't mean hint, but means this is the solution? When I pressed, numbers appeared in the empty spots on the grid. They're all single digits. I get the feeling the numbers change when I switch out the yellow squares. But this square in the bottom... What square in the bottom? Why does it stay blank when I press hint? Pressing the button again makes the numbers disappear. Looks like I can turn them on and off. And is there something special? Is there some special meaning to there being 2 modes? What could it mean? When I flint the hint off, all of the empty spots look like the one in the bottom right. Does that mean they're supposed to match? Maybe I need to make all the numbers in the squares the same. Shush. If I switch out the yellow squares, the number that showed up in the hint because the numbers are affected by the adjusted. Shh, shh, shh. Oh, good. Okay. Is 2 more than S? I don't know what 2 more than S is. They're all 9. The hint displays what the adjacent yellow squares add up to. So most of the answers should 2 digits, but each square only has a single digit. They must be calculated in a different way. The digital roots, if they're the digital roots, then always end up as 1 digit. I have 9s. What more do you want from me? Password? Please enter the password. Ah, 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 password. It could be Akane, it could be 0, it could be 9, it could be A9, it could be A0, it could be so many things. Did I miss a password at some point? Was there a password at some point? What's the pass? Is it password? It's not. If it's password. Eight letters maximum. Morphogenetic field. Nonary? Password? Am I putting a password now then? Are there any hints? What am I supposed to... You're asking me for the digital root of password? I'm done.
Yes, that's it. Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did! I solved it! I mean, really, you solved it for me, but I copied everything you did! Now I just have to press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
I hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
a feeling it's not going to end in the next 30 minutes. So, I'm gonna end the episode here. But I'm happy. I'm happy with everything that's happening. Oh my gosh. Sorry I was quiet during the puzzle. Thank you time. Thank you all for watching. And we're going to finish this up in the next episode. So until then, bye! And stay weird? I don't know. I need a better outro, LMAO. Quit saying LMAO.